To even bring up the topic of harm is seen as a form of harm, but the harm itself is left unindicted. James Baldwin, he said at one point, he said, "It is the innocence which constitutes the crime," that all of this can happen and people can walk away innocent, as poverty and harm perpetuates our cities and segregation persists, that those who perpetuate it can walk away innocent. The innocence is what constitutes the crime. This is the reality of where we're at. I can tell you about the plunder and the pillage. I can give you the data points around how much we lost as it relates to mortgages over time, the amount of loss that was experienced from 1960 up until the time of the passing of the Community Reinvestment Act in 1977. I'd give you all the data points. But what's more important than the data points? What matters to the people who are the data points? Your work starts where your privilege starts. Stop going across town to having a painful epiphany at someone else's expense, because their pain has to be the classroom that creates an epiphany in your heart that leads you to empathy, to break traditions that never served anyone. I challenge you all to question this as well. Is what you have and what we have because of you or in spite of you? We have to work together. That means we have to live together, build more proximate relationships with each other, choose to live, take on risk. Don't just share meals, share risk. I need the work to move at the pace of my ambitions, not the pace of your fear. I need the work to move out of the promise of what needs to be redeemed and reclaimed. We need to live in a world where we don't keep saying and clapping for firsts. We need to understand the burden of what it means to be first, to be the leader.
Our work is to create and shape new narratives about people who have always been there, but have often not had the ability to own their own story. And the stories that were believed about them often diminish their ability to pursue what their brilliance might have provided them in the world, whether it be jobs, whether it be opportunities, or whether we see, like in the last year here in the United States, whether it would even be the safety from being killed by a police officer. And so our job is to create and shape new narratives. Those narratives are executed through strategies. And so as a consulting firm, we focus on using words to create ideas in the minds of our clients that allow for different narratives that will then be deployed through different strategies.
I think that this work and this pace that we're working at right now, y'all, it comes from the urgency of our identities to want to not only be seen, but to be reckoned with, to be empowered, and to be provisioned, and to be able to own the means of our production, as well as the value of our cultural practices. That's what this time is about. And that's why I get so excited about leading Justice Informed.